Welcome to Graspable AI. We're going to look at some examples of how you can use AI for managing information. Part one, there'll be some more examples in the next video. But before we go into these, we're going to zoom out and look at the wider picture, because there are at least four ways that AI affects education. We have AI as a learning tool, and there are some videos about that. We have AI as a tool for administrative tasks, doing stuff outside the actual teaching. Neither of these two are that important right now or that urgent, in particular in contrast to this AI as content in education, which is something that I think every school should be working actively on right now, because AI is an important power in the world, and it's been around for a few years now, and students need to learn more about it. We also have system level effects on education, which is important and urgent, but at a strategic or a political level, not for schools. But when it comes to content, AI as content in education, it's of course interesting to ask, what should students be learning about AI? And something that comes to mind immediately for most people is practical use of AI tools. That is important, and there are a number of different things you can look at there. But there are many other things as well, like understanding deepfakes, practicing critical thinking in AI context, understanding automated fraud and things like that. We have basic understanding of the technology itself. Understanding the technology, the basics of it, makes it easier to know what to expect and what to not expect from artificial intelligence. Data privacy and integrity, it becomes more important when AI is consuming our data and doing things with it. We have kind of tied to this ethical and legal aspects of AI. Copyright, but also things like regulation on AI. We have societal aspects. How does AI affect democracy, power concentration, the power balance in the world? How do rapid changes affect society? Things like that. We have also philosophical aspects of what happens when we have things in the world that are approaching the same level of thinking as humans have. What does that mean for us? We also have the large-scale risks, the societal scale risks of AI that students should learn about in school. We are going to focus on, in this video, this practical use of AI tools, and zoom in a bit here, because practical use of AI tools could mean many things. We have some things that I think every student should learn when it comes to AI, like using AI for writing in support when doing writing. We have AI-supported information management. We're going to look at that in this video. Using AI for ideas and innovation. Learning, as we have some other videos looking at already. And other, automating tasks and workflows, being more efficient in things that you do. And then we have more specialized use of AI for more niched applications. All right, and we are going to look at managing information with AI at last. A few practical examples. Example number one, using AI to get quick answers and explainers to stuff. And that is, a pretty common use case, of course. In the beginning of the chatbots, they weren't connected to the internet, could only provide answers created by these large language models themselves. And that is kind of dangerous or limited. The large language models are they're built to create naturally sounding text. And that means that whatever answers they give sound credible, even when they're completely wrong. And using chatbots that are not search enabled is, I wouldn't recommend it in most cases, but there are some cases where it actually works quite well. Like if there are plenty of answers out on the internet, but they might be difficult to understand, then a chatbot or a large language model, without search, could give you a good answer and explain stuff in a good way. Also, when it comes to just low risk issues, you notice right away when there are mistakes, or if something is wrong, it's no big deal. Then AI tools without search, or chatbots without search, could be a really good tool. For example, here's a chatbot without any search, and I ask it every time someone writes to in a Microsoft Teams chat, I get a notification sound and it's driving me crazy. How do I turn it off? And this large language model behind the chatbot just pulls this answer out of its memory, and it probably works fine. I haven't tried it, but it probably works fine, and if it doesn't, I'll notice it right away and can ask new questions. Kind of similar question, how can I get my Google Calendar into Outlook? This chatbot actually has search, I think, but it doesn't use it for this particular question, if I remember correctly. And it gives me a quick explainer on how to do something. So if you're stuck on something technical, for example, or just, I don't know, cooking something, and it becomes, you make a mistake and want to have some help saving it, you can ask a chatbot for a quick answer explainer. All right. Example number 2 is using AI for search. And this is not really new. It's like using a search engine, a classical search engine, but you're asking an AI system to do it for you, and then it can also summarize the results for you. And there are some search tools specialized for various types of searches. For example, research articles. We'll have one example from that as well. But this is a basic example, again, like what are some recent reports on AI in education? And this chatbot goes out on the internet and searches for me, and then summarizes the results. So I can go and look at, have a closer look at this if I want to. It even summarizes some emerging issues and themes, which is kind of nice. Here is another AI service called Perplexity. This is a search engine compared to ChatGPT, which is a chatbot that you talk to, and it sometimes goes out and makes searches for you. Perplexity is a search engine, but it uses large language models and AI to process what you're asking and summarize stuff from the net. So I asked this instead, what are some recent reports on AI in education? And I get kind of a similar answer, but this always assumes that it should search on the net. And you can see here we get links as well to all the answers, as we did, I think, in the answer from ChatGPT. And here's another tool. It's called Elicit. This one is connected to something called Semantic Scholar, which is a huge database with, well, a few 100 million of research articles. And I can use it for various things. Right now I'm asking it, are chatbots really saving time at work? And I could get a research report from it, get some systematic review if I pay for it, but right now I'm just going to find papers. And it searches through these research papers and summarizes the top 4, giving me a research-based answer to my question. And I can go to each of these papers and have a closer look if I want to, like go to the actual source. Here's an abstract summary, just a few word summary of this research paper. And it also gives me a number of more papers in a table that I can look at to follow this up if I want to. And there are many, many ways of using this and other tools that I've shown now. But this is the basics. All right, example number 3, which is also a very common basic example of how to use AI for managing information, using it to summarize and analyze text. Like getting a quick overview, summarizing large documents that you don't have time to read yourself, or you want to know which of 5 different documents you actually should read. Things like that. Finding the sections and the content that is relevant for you and your context, or just analyzing, comparing content. Here is, well, you might already have tried just taking a text, copying it into a chatbot and say, summarize this for me. There are tools. This is a web tool called, smartphone app called Arc Search that is built to be able to quickly summarize stuff for you. So I just pinch on my phone and then it summarizes the page for me and gives me a summarized version back, which is kind of neat sometimes. Here is standard chatbot. I've entered a report on a few hundred pages, I think, UNESCO report on AI in education. And I'm saying, giving it some context, I'm a headmaster at a high school in Sweden. Please summarize this report for me briefly and give me 1, 2, 3 suggestions of topics where I should go deeper. Then it reads through this, takes a number of seconds, and it gives me a brief summary that I could read. The point here is not to read all the text, just to get the method and the ideas of how we can use these tools. And then it suggests a few things where I could go deeper, which is nice. Then finally, I'm taking 2 different reports. Both of them are multiple 100 pages of text, and I say, compare these. What are the key similarities and differences? Give me a short list. This would take, an afternoon or 2 days to do by hand. And what I get here from this chatbot is not perfect. If I got an afternoon to do this, I wouldn't do a perfect job. But this is great as a starting point and doing things, reading stuff, getting information that you otherwise just would have skipped because it would have taken too much time to get into it. All right. Those are 3 different examples of how you can use AI to save time when managing information. And now time for an exercise. And this exercise will be just getting something done. You probably, like me, have documents, news articles and stuff that you've been sent or you just seen somewhere and thought that I should read this, look into it sometime. Take one of those, hand it to an AI and let it summarize for you. And read the summary. And then assess whether you can just skip that for now or you should go deeper somewhere sometime later on. An alternative is to use Gemini, which is good at summarizing also YouTube videos, if you want to do that. For extra credit, take text that you know well already and see if the AI does a fair summary of it. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you in another video.